Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. Really excited for today's video. The beer's courtesy of Clayton. Thank you so much, Clayton. I really appreciate it. This sounds very much up my alley. Excuse me. It might as well be called Dearest No Hype. It's actually called Dearest Anna because it definitely seems like it was made for me. A barrel-aged imperial stout conditioned with Intelligentsia coffee and Madagascar vanilla beans, and I'm the vanilla police. So yeah, no, I'm super excited to try this. So it's 17.7% ABV. It's from Triptych, which I'm trying to correctly pronounce from now on. I did start peeling off the wax a little bit. Let's get out this big guy. Let's see if that does the job. Boom. No problem at all. All right, man, I'm so excited for this beer. Good mix of black and brown as I pour it. But once it's in the glass, it's very dark. I mean, it's the vast majority of that is black. You know, maybe a little bit of brown in there. The head, that's where you see the brown. It's like a slightly dark mocha. Definitely some nice legs. No lacing sticking around at all. Yeah, it's just like sliding right down the glass. Yeah, definitely looks like a big, boozy stout. Let's get into the aroma. That's a nice mix of coffee and specifically like vanilla frosting. You know, it's kind of like it's after dinner and you have a cake that has vanilla frosting and someone makes, you know, coffee to have with a dessert. Kind of smells like those two things combined. I get the coffee. It's probably mostly the coffee, but maybe some of the base beer. Really nice level of just like roastiness. Like it has specific coffee, but then just like kind of, and that's why I wonder if it's maybe partly the stout. Excuse me, because I do get just like a non-coffee stouty roastiness as well. Lovely level of chocolate. So it's like a chocolate cake with the vanilla frosting. Yeah, and I get a little bit of spirit, for sure. Red berry, maybe a kiss of cherry even. Blueberry, blackberry. So it's got that berry thing, which, you know, big stouts can get. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a big stout, but stouts can get. Yeah, it's very desserty, but it's not. And again, I love pastry stout. I say again because of prior videos, not this one. Like, yeah, you want to brew a big stout and put actual chocolate cake and vanilla ice cream into it. Awesome, like no problem for me. This has those elements, but it's also very much beer forward, not pastry forward, if that makes sense. It has all these pastry elements, yes, but it's still very much beer-like. At least in the aroma. Let's get to the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Clayton. Wow. Wow. That vanilla and the coffee might swap aroma to taste because I was I was getting more coffee and the roastiness, but that taste, wow. I've had some beers like this where the vanilla almost has like this, like it's like vanilla confectionery sugar, a little bit of like maple syrup even, and like with the bourbon barrels, you know, you can get a little bit of maple, like if you have like, you know, some whiskeys or bourbons, you can get that. No, certainly I don't know if, you know, how much of that's just in my head when I'm perceiving, but I do get a little bit of maple in there too. But it focus on the vanilla with like confectionery sugar, like that, and like so it's like coating your tongue also. Wow. Huge chocolate. That coffee is there, but I think, and it is there, like don't get me wrong, it is there for what I'm about to say. But I think that coffee is really helping add emphasis to the chocolate notes. I think it's really oomping and like I was saying about the aroma with like chocolate cake with vanilla frosting, it's like, yeah, it's like German, or not German, because I don't get the coconut, but it is like chocolate cake kind of chocolate. So you know, sometimes like beers like this, you might get like brownie batter or whatever, right? For me, this is like, it's not brownie batter, but it's a dense chocolate cake kind of chocolate, and you put like in the mix some, you know, very finely ground coffee, because you know that that can help accentuate the chocolate. That's what this beer's doing in liquid form. It does have some residual sugars. It's a little like sticky. I can like taste it on my lips and all that. Man, this is good. And it's interesting too, like again, it is mostly black, but I can see a little bit of brown when it gets thin. Like if I tilt the glass kind of a thing. But yeah, again, it is mostly, I'm like nerding out about black versus brown stouts lately for some reason. I'm sure it's not as interesting as I think it is to everyone else. And you do get this nice whiskey bourbon note. It's not too much. It both cuts through some of the sweetness, right? Like alcohol, right, can cut through sweetness, but also really plays nicely with the dessert elements of this beer. Think like a chocolate rum ball, for example, but you made it with a bourbon, with a whiskey. It really has that element as well. One of the, besides this beer being so amazingly delicious to me, this beer, how to say it, man, I don't even know like what words to use to convey what I'm trying to say. It has all these elements that are huge, but somehow it still like drinks like a beer, but it's, I don't know, it's almost like everything you want this beer to be, somehow it does. Like you want that, you know, some stout in your stout, yeah. You want these adjuncts full force, yep. You know, you want the barrel to come forward, yep. And even though everything is so large, somehow it doesn't feel like things are overpowering other things that this beer is bringing. Just really quite something. Yeah, that coffee really helps balance out that sweetness too. %17.7%. I'm not even getting too much warmth in the chest. It hides it on the palate like a little too well, like it's dangerous. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Clayton had, when I did the other ones from these guys first, he's like, you saved the best for last. I think I saved the best of all the beers he sent. I think I saved the best out of all of them for last. This is special. This is getting put aside as a contender for top 10 beers of the year. Like, that's how much I like this beer. This is blowing my mind a little bit. And I've had some really good beers lately. Like, I'm kind of like, how many beers am I going to have to go through, you know, in December to try to come up with a 10? Because I think I'm going to have more than 10 by then. You know, the reverse of like, what else should I add to the list? I think it's going to be more of like, man, like which one of my kids do I not pick for this, you know? But man, that's a happy place to be in, and I don't mind it at all. So yeah, thanks, Clayton. Seriously, man, I think it's clear how much I like this beer, how much it's blowing my mind. Have you guys had this beer before? Have you had a really nice beer you just want to tell me about? Have you had a beer with coffee or vanilla or barrel age or whatever? Anything, everything. Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews of both of those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.